Hey guys, welcome to another video here on the AviationPro channel. In this video I will give you a review of the CPflight MCP737EL. This is the cheaper version of the CPflight MCP series for the Boeing 737. And you also have the Pro version, which is a bit more advanced than this one, but we're going to take a look at the MCP737EL. Now, as you can see, it looks very realistic. It's almost like a replica of the real thing. It's in scale of 1:1, so it's according to the real size, and it's just as if it's been taken out of the real 737 cockpit. Now let's take a look at a few of the features of this MCP and how it functions, and we'll first go and get a little review of all the knobs and switches that are present on this MCP. Okay, so we have a course knob, as you can see. It feels very realistic, nice little sound to it as you turn it. Same for the flight director with a nice green backlight, as you can also see in the auto throttle arm switch. We have the changeover button, of course. It's all functional if you use one of the compatible products, which thereof is a list with all the compatible products like the iFly or the PMDG 737. So the knobs have a nice rotating sound to work perfectly together with the displays. All the push buttons, they feel very soft to the touch. If you listen carefully, you can't actually hear them that I've touched them. It's just very smooth and soft. And then, of course, the displays are beautiful, and all the green backlights, which are LED lights, work perfectly. Of course, we have the vertical speed with a control wheel, so we can control the vertical speed like this. And of course we have the autopilot engage and disengage buttons, and there's a little bar here that we can move. And on the other side we of course have another flight director switch and another course button or knob. So as you can see, it looks very realistic. There are a few in this version compared to the Pro version. The knobs do not always look as real as in the real airplane, because in the real airplane this would be the Honeywell MCP, but there are some slight differences, as you can see, because here all the knobs are basically the same, while in the real airplane they look a bit different and they feel a bit different, so you actually know which switch or knob you're touching. But in this case it's not really so, but in general the look is amazing. As you can see, I dimmed the lights down a bit. It looks very realistic. Nice backlighting, by the way, and this backlighting can also be adjusted. So if you press the N1 button, you can change the intensity of the lights of the digits by moving the course knob to the left and the right. And if you want to control the backlight, we can also hold the N1 button and then move the speed knob. So you can control this white backlight via an external control or via an external module on the back of the MCP. But as you can see, it looks very, very realistic, which really gives a great enhancement for your night flights. So it stands beautiful on the desk, as you can see. And yeah, it's just a good look. It's not that big. The cockpits are not that big in reality either, but it's just a very nice addition to your flight simulation. So the MCP comes with a test program, so you can test the hardware before you're going to use it. Basically, it allows you to see all the digits and knobs that are currently on. It allows you to turn on the backlight. And as I turn these knobs, as you can see, the digits change on the MCP, and they also change in the test program. So you can make sure that everything works. So we're going to turn these buttons off. The changeover button turns green, and as you can see, it updates very rapidly. There's no delay at all, and it basically works fine. So for the speed, you can also turn on the blink on, as you maybe can see on the test program. That's the B that flashes when the auto throttle wants to be engaged to give a bit more speed to the airplane. But as you can see, this test program works very fine. Installing it is a bit tricky. You have to install an USB driver and select a certain port to which it communicates. Only then it can be fully used. But if everything is installed and if you just follow the manual, it's perfectly fine. So let's take a look at the back of the MCP. It's, by the way, not heavy at all, yet it's very sturdy. And the color looks very realistic too. But anyways, on the back we have an external power input plugin that you can use if you use any of the other CPflight products. And those products can be attached to this input. We have a few warnings, of course. And then on the back we have the USB input, so it just runs on USB power if you only use the MCP. And there are some extra inputs for your jumpers that you need when you're going to update the firmware. So as you can see, mine is mounted on some wooden blocks, so they can stand on my desk very easily. Of course it does not come with the product like that, but it makes it easy. And as you can see, you can screw the MCP on that, or you can screw it onto your home cockpit if you have one. So very sturdy, perfectly fine, and it perfectly fits on the desk. Now of course the product comes with a manual. I have to say it's a bit hard to follow the manual. The English is not always correct. It's a product from Italy, and because the sentences are not always that good, it's a bit hard to follow at times. And but if you just follow it step by step carefully, if you have some technical knowledge and knowledge about software, at least a little bit, then the installation is pretty easy. But just so you know, but in general the manual covers everything, and if you have any help, you can also ask for help at CPflight themselves. There's a forum and also a webmail that you can contact. So good that they provide a manual. I think it's really necessary because it's not like an ordinary joystick, it's really part of a home built cockpit. So you might want to see this aircraft in action for a bit. I'm using the iFly Boeing 737. And yeah, well, let's make a few adjustments. For example, decrease the speed and just push a few buttons and rotate some switches. Now as you start your flight simulator, you have to run a little program that you can download over at CPflight, which will then connect you with the flight simulator. And as you start your flight sim, it will actually update the MCP on what is on the aircraft MCP in the flight sim at that moment. Okay. Now let's take a look at a few things. The only little issues that you could have is that when you disengage the autopilot, for example, in the flight simulator, of course the disengage bar in your MCP will not actually move, but the light will go off. Same for the auto throttle, it doesn't actually move, and if you turn that one on and turn it off in a flight simulator, the light doesn't go off either, so you have to do it manually instead. Now with the MCP737 Pro series, the auto throttle switch does actually disconnect, using a magnet. Now let's make another turn here. As you can see, it updates perfectly fine. There's no delay in it. The aircraft functions properly. Let's just go to a higher altitude. You can, well, for example, take vertical speed mode and increase the vertical speed for a bit. And it's just, very realistic feeling. And now the product itself is of course quite expensive if you get a new one. I got this one second-handed, so of course that saves a lot of money. But I think this is one of those instruments that you're going to be using a lot in your airplane. Okay, you don't have to mess up with the mouse in the vertical cockpit, or you have to use a keyboard anymore. I still use my keyboard for other functions, but you can use the MCP just for the autopilot, and that's really cool. If you really decide to fly airliners, then I think this is a very realistic and very welcoming add-on to your home cockpit. So you don't have to do it with the SciTech yoke and rudder pedals only anymore. You can add some beautiful lights to your cockpit, and yeah. So here we're going to intercept an outbound radio of the Painfield VOR near Seattle. And yeah, as you can see, it just works perfectly fine. We'll turn on the VOR lock mode, and the aircraft turns perfectly fine. So it's a beautiful product, and yeah, despite the some unrealistic rotating knobs that you will find on the EL version, the rest of it looks very realistic, and it's all to scale. So Of course, that adds a lot to the realism. So thanks for watching this review of the CPflight MCP737EL here on the Aviation Pro channel, where you can read more about this hardware product on my website. You can see the link over here, and it's also in the description. Now, if you like this video and if you want me to produce more of these videos, please support me via Patreon. Patreon allows me to reach the goal of making more videos and educated videos for this channel. So make sure you check me out on this link, patreon.com/aviationpro. There's some more information about Patreon and the rewards that you can get in return for your support on that webpage. So make sure you check that out because you can get some really great rewards in return for your support. So depending on the amount you pledge per month, you can get some great rewards. So thanks for watching this video again. If you want to, you can follow me via Facebook and Twitter. There are both links in the description, and I'll see you on the next video.